Good afternoon. Um, my name's Kevin. Maybe you know me. Um, Basically, my story is about obviously COVID-19, um, and my particular video is against YouTube videos of people taking during COVID-19. I've noticed a lot of videos are popping up of people literally going viral in the high street, in the streets of where they're living in the Philippines. And this is mainly the foreigners who are actually doing these videos. Um, and they seem to be complaining about the rules and regulations in the Philippines, and they feel it's not fair, and yet they are taking videos of empty streets, empty markets, empty stores, and they are flouting the law. They don't wear masks. They are walking in tandem with partners, and they don't have any ID, quarantine passes with them. And in conversations, they're saying, "Oh, we'll only wear our mask if we pass the police or the barangay." So those people who are passing by with masks, they don't know. They may have a virus. Those people with no masks, and the ones who don't wear the masks are saying, "Oh, no, no, we don't have a virus," but they feel it's okay to not wear a mask. So basically, this is going out to the foreigners out there. I'm a foreigner myself. I'm staying here in the Philippines on tourist visa, and I always stick to it. I extend my tourist visa. I have proof of my funds, so I'm trying to abide by the rules of the Philippines. Yet the foreigners. Forever going out with their cameras, taking even live YouTube videos. Okay, fair enough if you're taking live videos, but during this COVID, why don't you just stay indoors? You've even mentioned in conversations that that you're only allowed to go out and buy essentials. But I sat through one live video of one foreigner, and didn't buy one piece of fruit, just basically talking about what's happening in the streets. So that person was in the street for almost 1 hour, and you can imagine if that person had the virus, how many people would he have contaminated? So for me personally, I feel YouTube has something to answer to, and there should be a little bit more taking note of what people are actually posting. And I'm actually surprised that it's mostly the foreigners who are putting up these videos. Maybe I'm mistaken, but it just seems that they always seem to be the ones. Like maybe they're showing off to their friends back in the country they come from. I don't know what their intentions are. But if it's to let people back home know in their country of residence, okay, yeah, I understand. But there's nothing to stop you from doing it indoors. Just like myself, we've been in total lockdown since March, and for me, yeah, it's frustrating. But rules are rules, and I have my mask. I have my ID. I have second ID in case I'm stopped, being a foreigner and a tourist in this country of the Philippines. So, and I do everything, and I do social distancing. I only need to go out when I need to, and generally that's for medicines if I need any ointments, because as you know, in the Philippines now it's the hot season, where temperatures are going 37, 38, and in direct sunlight you're talking 45, 48 degrees Celsius. So you can pick up a lot of heat rash quite easily. So yeah, I go to the pharmacy, get what I want, and along the way I buy my fruit and vegetables and some milk, you know, the basics, and meat and fish. And then I come back home, I go back to my room, I sit on the third floor, a bit of fresh air, and I try and get by that way. But I just thought that I would put this video together just to let you know about the stupidity of the foreigners going out with their cameras on a day-to-day basis, just filming and just saying, oh, look at this, look at that, they're not open, they're closed. And some of the information, like, oh, they've got alcohol ban. Yeah, fine, fair enough. As you know, in Asia, we're noted for having groups of drinking sessions. So that means groups of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 sitting around a table. So social distancing there would not happen. So by having an alcohol ban, you kind of cut down on this social gatherings. And yeah, I believe it's a good thing. And obviously I can't buy alcohol in the shops, so you just have to get by. Luckily, I have one bottle of tequila, which I just consume every other day, just a couple shots, and it kind of keeps me sane. But here in the Philippines, my friends are also in total lockdown in different barangays, in different provinces of the Philippines, and all experiencing the same with the lockdown, curfews, and so on and so forth. But in different barangays, they've got martial law. When I say martial law, I'm not kind of saying the whole country is under martial law. I'm just saying in areas where it's a little bit difficult to keep control of barangays, the military, the army steps in to show more of authority, and the police, they just back down and let the law enforcers get on with it. So, you know, it makes me feel safe. So, you know, I take my hat off to the Filipinos, and I'm quite proud of being here in the Philippines. I'm quite, you know, relaxed. And I feel I'm just more frustrated of the foreigners taking live videos and sometimes making money out of it as well, because in certain chat rooms, if you have what you call a super chat, you donate. And for me, if I was to do that, a super chat, and I had donations, it wouldn't go to myself. I would give it to a good worthy cause, especially here in the Philippines. The poorer people in the squatters areas, no fault of theirs. You know, I would generate income for them, and also to the children in need in the children's homes, because it must be very difficult for them as well, in a children's home, confined. How to keep social distancing. It's not easy. So here in the Philippines, for me being a foreigner, it's an eye-opener, and I have great respect for the Filipinos, and I believe what they're doing, the doctors and nurses, is far greater than anywhere else I've known. Back in the UK, you know, they're crying out. They're doing clapping for the NHS. Okay, clap in your house. But it's been noted that they're going on the bridges in London, in gatherings, just to clap the nurses. Yeah, I agree, having respect, but social distancing, you know, but the mentality, they just don't do it, and the police have to step in and say, hey, you know, it's good what you're doing, but just think about yourself and what you're doing to others as well. So yeah, we look at this COVID 19 in all aspects. We see what good it's doing, what hardship it's doing as well. But I really believe once we come out of this, we will learn a hell of a lot actually. We will be able to socialize in a different way. Um, we do things differently. We kind of feel we won't go to the shopping mall on a Sunday because everyone's going on a Sunday. Because we know that if we go on a Sunday, they've just come from the church, and they're going to go to the mall, all have a meal, more social gatherings, and aircon. So you've got to tell yourself, are we going to change? Are you going to change? Are you going to change what you did before? And it just makes you think, we go back to basics. We go back to the things we did before. We only went to the mall on a certain day, or we only went there on a certain day, or we only spent this much time there on a certain day or a certain month or year or something like that. So we just need to tell ourselves what we do now is for the good of the planet, right? So, and I'm just really, really frustrated that here in the Philippines we adhere to the rules and regulations. We listen and we abide. And then I look at my country, it's total chaos. And as much as I am posting comments about my country, the people living there, they kind of said, oh, and so what? So what if they do that in the Philippines? Why should we do the same? Well, if you consider 30 to 35,000 deaths in the UK compared to 600 or 700 here in the Philippines, then yeah, please take a leaf out of the Filipino book and adopt it. You are a small country with a large population, so it's not as difficult. We have the second highest rate of deaths in the world is the UK, and we are one of the smallest countries in the world. And you don't need to be Einstein to work that one out, because in the UK, still no social, no distancing. There is no distancing. You tell me, someone riding a bicycle, is he going to be 5 meters, 6 meters down the road? The jogger, is the jogger going to be 6 or 5, 7, 8 meters down the road? No. The beaches, they're going to the beach. Can you believe it? So, for you Filipinos, I praise you. I take my hat off to you all and just say keep up the good work. And all the foreigners, the tourists who are here, going out on their YouTube accounts, gathering funds by showing your live videos of people suffering because of COVID. Please think again, think twice. Because every time I see your videos, I will make my own comments and you will always get a thumbs down, because you are safer indoors. Yeah? Why you want to go outside? And remember one thing, I always tell myself, the people who say, oh, I don't have the virus, I'm fine, I don't have to wear a mask. But what about the one who comes jogging by you? They don't have a mask, they cough. Now you have the COVID because you were thinking you're clever and better than everyone else that you didn't wear a mask. So just think twice and just look at yourself. But for me, I'm getting by on radio communication. Here I use radio, and as you can see, I make contacts to Filipinos here in the Philippines, and I get to know how they're doing in different parts of the Philippines. In fact, just the other day I was talking to people in General Santos and also in Davao and Negros, and they're all trying to make the best, trying to make the best of what they've got. And imagine you're living in an island and you've got one local shop. Well, when I say local shop, you've got only one supermarket around 3 to 5 kilometers away. You have no transportation because they stopped it all. And I always think of those people. And on my radio, I'm connecting to these families. And God willing, I'm able to give some advice. It's not advice of what to do, it's advice on sharing whatever you've got with your neighbor. If you've got small bits of rice, share what you've got. Here in the family here, we always go half and half on what we purchase, because people here are working, and at the moment they're not working, and all they can do is sit at home, and they don't have income. And for me, I have a small funds each month, a small income coming in, and I'm able to help the families, because I remember back in the days when I first came to the Philippines, the Filipinos looked after me, and it's payback time in a good way. And I'm from a family of 10 children, and we've always wanted, when we were kids, we always wanted something. It's very difficult to feed 10 children as well as the 2 adults, the mother and the father. So I just felt today was the right time to put a video out. I'm not editing it. I just speak as I find, and if people take it on board as being interesting or boring, it's up to you. But at the moment, when I say I have free time, because today would be time to clean the room, but today I just thought I'm going to chill out today and do it tomorrow. I have no aircon. My aircon packed up just before lockdown, and it's second-hand, so I wanted a new one. I looked all around. I found so many, no problem. Could I have it delivered? No way. It's still waiting to be delivered, and we're now May. And I've tried on Facebook Market, and a majority of the ones for sale are out of the barangay, and only essentials are allowed into the barangay. You can get Grab Food, Lala Food, Food Panda Food. You can get food, no problem. So if I'm going to spend 16,000 on aircon, people are going to say, no, why? You spend 16,000 on food. No. So I'm waiting for my aircon. So now I'm just running with fans, and it's just circulating the hot air. And nighttime is a nightmare. But luckily my neighbours, when I say neighbours, they're joined onto the house, they're family of my friends, and so on. And at night time I sleep on their floor because they have aircon. I have my pillow and my blanket, and I lie on the floor, and from 10 o'clock in the evening until 7 o'clock in the morning I have aircon. and it's like a blessing. Oh, you know, it's like it's fantastic. And then after that, I come out, wash my clothes, do things around the house, and then by the time I've had a few conversations on the radio, it's time to do the same again, go to bed, and so on and so forth. So at the moment, life is just ticking over. It's just one day after another, just taking each day as it comes, and in the same token, I'm using my everyday immune booster products, which I've been taking for 10 years now, which is Bubble C, which is vitamin C and calcium. And then I also take a liquid chlorophyll, spirulina liquid form. Also, I'm taking Hawaiian spirulina tablets, which are very good for the immune system. And occasionally eating a few foods which contain zinc, because zinc is very good for the immune system as well. And these products, they're not a cure, nothing like that. They're just basically to boost your immune system. And by doing that, I'm also keeping down my weight. I'm because I tell you now for sure, if I wasn't taking these products, because they keep your food intake down, so when you take these products, you're not craving to have, you know, lots of food. And luckily, I've kept my weight down. In fact, in the past 2 months, I've lost 2 kilos in weight. I think when I first left London, I was almost 90 kilos. And at this present time, I'm between 83 and 84 kilos. And considering I'm consuming, what, 2 liters? 2 liters to 3 liters of water, liquid, per day. As soon as I go to the toilet, the CR, imagine it's flushed through my system, and my weight's getting down to 83.4. So yeah, I'm quite happy. I'm just frustrated because I want communication, live communication. I want someone in the same room having a conversation. I want other people. One-on-one is pretty boring. You sort of run out of things to say. But since I got the radio, I can listen. At the moment, the conditions are very poor, so I'm not hearing any stations. And generally in the evening time, I will be hearing. I will be talking to Thailand, Indonesia, Taiwan, Japan, Malaysia, West Malaysia, and sometimes, but this is mostly morning time, is islands in Mindanao. Spoke to other stations in and around Australia, Hawaii, and occasionally into Brazil. So it's interesting because you get to know what their lives are like. You know, how are they coping? And everyone's telling me the radio communication is fantastic. Like we need communication like ABS-CBN. I mean, that is down right now. And we need the media. We need to share news. We need to share happiness. We need to share sadness. I'm hearing of stories in my village where my school friend's wife went through almost 40 days in intensive care on a ventilator with COVID-19. Only 54 years old, and made a very good recovery. And these are the stories we look forward to. So media is very, very, very important. So if ever you want direct communication, okay, you have mobile phone, you have um, Facebook, but to have a communication, with a microphone, and to hear it coming through a square box, a rectangle box, is, you know, it's good. Knowing you're reaching out to somebody so many thousand miles away in a very different way and costs less. You know what I mean? It's just so interesting. But hey, that's another story. That's somebody's hobby. It's not everyone's hobby, but it's certainly my hobby, which I find very interesting indeed. And today, I'm going to finish off my pizza because I treat myself. I treat myself once a week to a takeaway, and I've got a pizza, a trio of pizzas, 3 pizzas for $4.99, you know, and I don't eat them all. I have 1 slice of each, and then in the evening I will just put in my microwave, and that's my meal, and I'm content. So that's my luxury for the week. While I'm here on the radio, I'm going to give a call and see if we can find somebody on the radio. So just stand by while we're doing this. Hello CQ frequency, hello CQ frequency, this station calling for any contact, any station by the frequency, any station by the frequency. As a copy, come back. Hello CQDX, any station by the frequency for a possible radio report. Any station out there for a possible radio report, over. Hello CQDX, hello CQ frequency, any station by the frequency, any station by frequency, as a copy on this station. Well, I'm quite surprised today. It's very quiet. Yesterday was very busy. I could give a couple of calls and someone would come back, but it seems they may have other things on their minds. And in about I think it's about 5 or 6 days time, May 15, that's supposed to be the end of the lockdown, but we never say end of the lockdown, because they are just saying to us they will review again 2 or 3 days before the 15th, but as everyone knows, if they do start to reduce lockdown bit by bit, not the shopping malls won't be open. But I was told on the 15th they may open the shopping malls, but limited people going in and limited shops being open. Restaurants won't be open for sit down, will only be for takeaway. So I think in general, they're trying to do like a pilot scheme around the country where they will trial the malls first and see how it is. And if numbers decrease or increase, then they will lock down again. They don't want to reopen everything and then have to lock down again. They'd rather do bit by bit. And if they do another lockdown, it won't be as hard as if every shop was open again. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So I'm just going to say a quick goodbye on this video, and just wanted to vent my anger on the foreigners in this country going out with live videos via YouTube, glorifying the lockdown. and then getting their funds from YouTube for many people viewing and giving donations to their super chats. So yeah, so please, like I say, bear in mind what I've been saying. You don't have to listen to it. You don't need to take anything on board, but this is just my own plain opinion and my opinions of what I feel the Philippines is doing as a nation, and I'm quite happy and content, and that's, you know, reality. So please stay safe. Please keep your distance. But as I always say, please keep your distance, but always keep your loved ones safe. Yeah? And mabuhay, and God bless. And thank you very much, anyone out there listening, or pardon me, who are watching or will be watching my video. Again, take care and God bless. Bye bye for now.